guys? This is Wesley. You are at VintageGenetics. Thank you for watching. Today is chest and triceps, and I really strive for a huge chest. Like Arnold back in the days, man. That's why we stick to the basics. That's right, you don't need fancy exercises. Being consistent with your basic exercises will get you the most results. Most people unfortunately do not have the patience to discover this for themselves though. If there is a secret in bodybuilding, that would be it basically. So, we start off with bench press. Still doing the classic pyramid style training, so we start off with warm-up sets of 15. Then your first work set will be 12 reps, then 10, 8, 6, and if you feel like it, you can do 4 as your last set. To me, this is the perfect combination between volume and progressive overload. You hit volume during the first few sets, and as you progress to heavier weights, you hit some heavy weights and progressive overload. Just some of the basics of building muscle here. Next up, as you can see, is an incline movement. The incline bench press, which is one of my favorites, was being used, so we went on to do this machine. This one is pretty good actually. It provides for a good stretch and contraction. I actually didn't do pressing machines for a while, so it's good to switch it up a little, as long as you stick to basic exercises most of the time. I mean, don't switch up too much and do wildly different exercises every time, because then you won't allow your body to build up strength and muscle in those specific areas. But that's just my opinion and experience. And once again, there was no other possible way to do an exercise I like, so we did this machine. Normally I'd either do dumbbell flies or cable flies, but this machine will do just fine. You can again stretch pretty far with this one, which is the most important aspect of flies in my opinion. Really stretch the pecs as far as you can, like Arnold said. Really envision your chest expanding. And here we have some body weight dips. You know, I don't like putting on a belt or a weight, so I do this at the end of the workout to make it hard enough for me. This targets the lower part of your chest more, and that's why I finished off chest even further with dumbbell pullovers, which I basically always include into my chest or back workouts. I didn't record it this time, but check out my dumbbell pullover video if you're interested in the whys and hows of that exercise. It's funny that I said to do basic exercises and you see me doing other stuff than I would normally do. But every exercise is very similar to the basic version of it. This is basically the same as Skullcrushers, except this exercise would be more suited for people who have elbow complaints from doing Skullcrushers, or simply find it difficult to feel the triceps working. In this exercise you can really focus and shift the angle in a way so you really feel the triceps burn. This worked the long head of the triceps, and I'm about to do some bodyweight tricep presses like Arnold and Lee Priest and Flex Lewis do or used to do. This is again kind of like the Skullcrusher, except to me it's a lot more difficult. You basically go a couple of inches below the bar. You can actually do this in a Smith machine as well. And just really go as far as when you feel the tricep stretch. And this is basically the same as small grip or narrow grip bench press, which targets the medial head of the tricep, which really gives that thickness to the triceps. Make sure to always keep tension, and I promise you'll feel it burn. Now this last one is to the forehead. A nice balance between the first and the second movement. This is the finish off the triceps, so keep going until you reach failure. Now the last one is the finish off the triceps. So we've done laying dumbbell extensions for the long head, some bodyweight tricep presses for the long and medial head, and now it's time for an exercise that targets the small head of the triceps. And there really is no better exercise than the rope pushdown, in my opinion. You can emphasize contracting the small head by pointing your wrists outwards at the end of the movement. Try doing this at least for the first 2 sets, since the last set for me is the very last one of the day, of course, and I always like using supersets to really make sure I hit every fiber, or I have to say drop sets, to hit every fiber of the muscle fully. As we reach the end of this video, I just want to say that I'll be starting a dedicated series about the Dutch nationals, which I will be competing in. So I'll start expanding the content of this channel to food related videos, contest related videos, how I change my training, and just how I go about getting ready for a contest, keeping in mind the basics of the golden era, of course. So keep on the lookout for that, and I'll be posting more frequently too. I'll try to up the frequency to at least a couple of times a week. Again, thank you for watching, and remember to stay golden.